Hey there, everybody. This is Kristin from Teaching Balance, and I am here with you with this week's mindfulness meditation practice. And we are in the month of joy and play. And last week we talked a little bit about this idea of inviting in silliness. This week I thought I'd actually focus on the word joy, but I'm going to take it in an unexpected direction. Just a couple of weeks ago, I finished a book that's called The Joy Choice. And I'm not going to give you the full synopsis of it because that would take a while. And I don't know if this is going to focus on it, but this is what the cover looks like. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. I take the dust covers off all of my hardcover books. I'm that weird person. So even if I showed it to you, it'd look really weird. So I thought I'd show you the image. But anyway, so this book, and I just lost who wrote it, but you can find it, The Joy Choice. That's all you have to actually Google. I was intrigued to read it just because certainly anything that has the word joy in the title will get my attention. I had heard some good things about it. And the idea behind it is that, gosh, she focuses more on, it's if you are interested in creating more sustainable, healthy habits, like, for example, eating healthy, exercising, meditating. One of the things that she thinks is very helpful is that we acknowledge the fact that the world is bananas crazy and everything is conspiring to get in our way. And it's not a matter of self-control. It's really just about trying to go easy on yourself and be willing to, when those moments occur where you're in that choice moment of like, do I sit for, do I meditate like I was planning to? Or now that everything is keeping me from doing that, what do I do instead, kind of thing? Or if I was planning to exercise for a half hour or whatever it might be, but this thing is standing in the way, this occurrence, this circumstance, what do I do? And so a big part of her philosophy, and there's a lot of parts to it, maybe I'll come back to it another time, but the idea is that in that moment, you have to be willing to just sort of like pause. I think she uses the acronym POP. So pause, sort of like open up your options and play, which I think is funny that I didn't really think about that until just now, that it also connects to our theme. And then the last P. Now I'm putting myself on the spot. Oh gosh, I don't remember what the last P is, but the idea is it's where basically you decide what is the joy choice, hence the title of the book. And so, for example, if it were me trying to squeeze in a meditation, and I prefer to do it in the morning, but like something happened, maybe I overslept or there was some distraction or whatever it might be. So what do I do? I can say to myself, okay, well, I'm going to try to meditate maybe like right after breakfast or something like that. And, I'm not going to put pressure on myself for it to be a certain way. So there's a whole thing about letting go of this perfect concept of how you think it should be, and instead just be really, really realistic and do whatever gives you joy. So maybe you decide you want to go for a walk in your neighborhood and you can just pay attention to the sensations of your feet on the ground. Or in the whole exercise thing, maybe you decide, well, I'm not going to get that, strength training workout in, but I am instead going to just do some stretching and roll around on the carpet with my dog or whatever. Like something that just gives you joy and isn't like hard and isn't constricted and isn't like, doesn't have this quality of tension and judgment about it. So I mention this because I really like the spirit of it, where when things get askew or difficult, or there's a quality of like, things kind of going off the rails when it comes to the plan that you had in mind, when you are making those choices on how to adapt and how to adjust, it doesn't have to be this all or nothing thing. Well, like screw it, in for a penny, in for a pound, where I haven't worked out for 2 days, so I'm just done. I'm not even going to try to work out this summer or whatever it might be. Or meditating, like, I haven't meditated in a couple days. I had this grand scheme. I was going to meditate 20 minutes twice a day. haven't done anything, so I'm just going to give up. You don't have to give up. Just do 5 minutes in your car. 5 minutes, as you are getting to your destination. You have to do a Target run. Just stay in the car for 5 minutes before you get out, or whatever it might be. You get the idea. And so letting go of this sort of tendency perhaps for it to feel like if it's not this way, then it's not, why do I bother? And then giving up, but instead allowing yourself to adapt and then choose whatever variation actually gives you joy, because that positively reinforces it and encourages you to kind of keep going forward and not give up on whatever it is that you're trying to sustainably bring into your life. And so, of course, this absolutely connects to meditation. And so last week, if you remember, while we were doing the practice itself, I was encouraging you to just kind of take it easy and not try too hard. So I'm going to keep with that spirit with this week as well. And the same idea, hey, if you have to tap out 3 minutes into this, then tap out. No big deal. This kind of like, feeling so bad, I have no self-control, That's not doing anybody any favors. So just be willing to adapt, to modify, and just choose whatever feels easy, feels light, and to quote that author, feels joyful. All right, so here we go. Let's take our 10 minutes, or it could be 5, it could be 3, it could be 1. You decide. You're the boss of you. But I'm going to be here for 10 in case that's what you want to do. So let's go ahead. I'm going to close my eyes and take a few deep breaths. You can also just lower your gaze. That's wonderful as well. And again, either sitting in open awareness, just noticing from moment to moment whatever occurs, or perhaps narrowing your focus and using the breath or sounds or the body as your tether to the present moment, so that every time your mind wanders, which of course it inevitably will, that's what you come back to again and again. And doing that with gentleness and lightness, and allowing yourself to just not put any pressure on yourself to get it right or to achieve some sort of outcome. And instead, just think of this as a delightful opportunity to just take a break from all that fixing and adjusting and planning and idea generating, and instead just sitting and being. So let's sit together in silence for a while. ourselves to loosen any qualities of tightness, constriction. You might be holding your body very tightly. You might also be holding your mind quite tightly as well. And if not, that's great. But if so, just allowing that tightness to loosen ever so slightly. And allowing yourself just to slide into that sweet spot of rest, where you're still aware and alert, but you're also simultaneously relaxed and allowing yourself to rest. If you're finding yourself drawn to movement in some way, I just felt very called to stretch a bit. Allowing that, of course, now and any time. And then you can just readjust and slip back into whatever posture feels supportive for this practice. For the 2.5 minutes or so that remain, think about what you would like to do with these last 2 or so minutes. Would you like to feel a greater quality of calm? Just allowing yourself to almost internally invite that in, which sounds a bit abstract, but seeing if that shifts your experience for you at all. Allowing these final few minutes just to be whatever you would like to be in terms of your quality of effort or lack thereof. And let's just be in that moment together until the final bell. That is 10 minutes. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. So thank you as always for taking this time for yourself. Thank you for allowing me to accompany you on this journey. And I will see you next week. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.